Hi people. Alright, I was guided to do this one. It's not one I actually particularly want to go, I think I covered this a while ago. But anyway, you know, when you're compelled to do something and you're like, but it's from a high, not from a motivated, but from a soul aspect. Hello, morning. So there's a lot going on out there. Who knows? Obviously, this is, you know, we needed to reach some people. The illusion, the Maya, the Matrix, the soul trap. Wow. I see that story has really taken hold and spreading on social media. Yeah. So it's not here. We're not to judge those beings. I smile. I see it and I smile. But put it this way. Kind of, if you want to look at that whole story that's being spread on social media, where it came from, where it originated from, is more like an MK Ultra type of thing that's going on. All right, let's just say that. There's no judgment, good or bad, because in this game of souls as energies, there's people have chosen to experience and play all sides, right? So that is a side some want to perpetrate, okay? So I want to go into detail because a lot of people will follow these. When you first wake up, there's different levels of consciousness, okay? And you're going to follow these stories. And if you haven't even, I'm going to debunk it very easily for you. In many ways you can. But some people don't think. They automatically buy in the belief before they test it. Oh, you know, ooh, let me go and see if my soul can be trapped. Let me see if this, or, you know, whatever else. They just straight away believe it because they have now bought into that story, that thing, or those people, whoever they're following, right? And they leak out bits and bits. But yeah, it's anyway. Look, I'm not judging them. It's just for me. I smile. That's what they've chosen to play in this game, and that's their choice. But it is your choice. Everything's a choice, whether you want to believe anything or not. Understand everything that comes from this. I'm using the screen here. From the outside is a choice. You choose. I'm going to believe that. No one even questions it, analyzes it, thinks about it. It's actually not even possible. But if you haven't reached that level of consciousness, you don't realize that. The people that are perpetrating these stories out there understand they've had certain great reason to. So maybe 50 years or more, they studied this. They studied the Tibetans, you know, meditation, the levels of consciousness, because they also saw that they had control over physics, and they wanted to. So it's, well, how do you do that? How do you manage to levitate? So yes, our governmental, some departments have put a lot of effort into studying this, and had people just purely working on this, right? Trying to master physics and consciousness and whatever else, right? Everyone wants to know the actual reality and how they're doing it, because it's more the power they're after. So there we are. So it's a game. Think of it like an MK Ultra kind of thing that's going on out there, right? But there's depends on where you are at your level. Most people rise up, and what they do then is straight away go onto the net. Now, as you're coming up in consciousness and searching and trying to find the truth, you are going to try, depending on you see. So that's why it's so difficult. I'm going to debunk. It's very easy to debunk because people don't think. So you don't know because you haven't got that level of consciousness. You haven't worked through your shadows, your demons, your insecurities, the things you're holding. You don't understand that everything that you think of, believe, focus on, you are drawing to you. So the more if you watch something like this, right, or follow it or anything else, you're thinking about it. Your thoughts are on it. You're worrying on it. You focus on it. What that does is it creates more, and you draw more of those experiences, thoughts, beliefs, things, whatever, even in the astral, to you, because you've chosen to experience that. It's complicated, but some of you get to a certain level. When you wake up, you start seeing it, and you start seeing other beings, right? That's what people get stuck at that level. They don't seek, because remember, everything you want, if you really want something. I mean, like really want something, you know, from your heart. Wow, I want to know that. I just feel passionate about something, right? And you focus on it. It will come to you. Ask for it. You know you've got, if those that you're tapped in, your higher self, your soul, ask for it. Ask to be seen. But if you have already, you're not being clear, you haven't asked your inner being, your higher source, wherever, right? Whoever you're following, whoever you believe in, your guides. If you believe it and you're asking them to show you, they're going to show you that, because you've got to learn So if you have chosen as your belief, if you have a blank canvas, and you just want to go out there and see and test, okay, well, no, I can't be trapped, show me how to get out of this soul trap, then whatever you're buying into, right? You will discover you can get out of it. But a lot of people don't, they sit here. This is the human. I'm going to try and explain what it is that you're in, so you can see. It takes, that's why Buddhists take 20 years of meditation, 20 years, people, to reach certain levels, or samadhi, what they call, to see, to become what they call enlightenment, to see the actual truth. Because you don't want to go to your higher self and your guides, you want to go to the source. Who are you? You want to go to the highest level of consciousness possible. So most people start off, they're talking to a guide or whatever else, okay, they're not really, you can go higher. But if you're not asking, if you don't seek to play, you're looking, at the moment when you wait, it's fun to go and play. So whatever you're holding in your field and resonance, you're tapping into other parallel universes, what you call past lives, future lives, blah, 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 and it's fun, and other planets, and you're all over the show. I was everywhere. I couldn't tell you about this shit. But then I also bought into all that nonsense at the beginning because I didn't know. Like anybody else, I was still down there. I unworked my way up, right? But luckily I sought to maintain the highest level of consciousness, and I sought source. That's what it was, my aim. That was my focus. So I didn't get stuck there. You see, no ways did I get stuck there. I sought source. I sought to get directly to source, to see above that. I wanted to, the actual truth, the highest thing. That's what I was focusing on. So if you seek to always hold, a lot of people don't realize, because depending on where you are, like 5 dimension, and that's what you're going to see. Well, you ask for that, you're going to get that. That's not high. You're not seeking the highest. There is no infinite. Dimensions are infinite. Consciousness is infinite. The universe is infinite. Source is infinite. There is no limit to dimensions, consciousness, space, creation, anything. It's all expanding. But if you seek to hold the high, you keep going up in frequency, vibration, and consciousness, and seek source, seek to go behind who is you, your source, you'll see it. You'll get there, all right? So, in the beginning, what is going on here? How this is the ego. This is how you're being played. When you wake up, you're not understanding what you're seeing. The bad ETs are this and that and why, whatever. You're taking it as literal. Have you heard of the Hall of Mirrors? I'm trying to explain it. This is how the consciousness works. This is your ego. Because when you're closing your eyes, right, you're into what you call into the astral, into the quantum. All right, you're not in the physical. This is what you drop into, right? Your consciousness. Now imagine it's a game. You've got to work your way through that. All right, what you're working your way through is all beliefs, energies that you've got stuck onto, beliefs, patterns, thought systems. That's what you're working your way through. So there's a, don't even know if you've been there. There's Phantom of the Opera. Is amazing. The opera place in Paris. There's an opera house in Paris, which is the original building where Phantom of the Opera was made and filmed. It is probably the most amazing building in Paris. It is amazing. Wow. It is probably the most ornate, the most beautiful, the best building in Paris. And most people don't go. They go to the Louvre, or they miss the best thing. This is the most detailed and ornate building ever. It is fantastic, right? Now, I can't remember the name of the bloody thing. It's in Paris, and that's the most famous opera place where Phantom of the Opera is filmed. They've still got the original suit. Underneath there, if you see the Phantom of the Opera, there's a hall of mirrors. Now, this is pretty much what you go through. This is what you're awakening in your astral or your consciousness, right? This is the ego. So these are the levels. That's what it does to you. It's going to have you've got all these mirrors. That's why I put this screen thing. So if you go stand in that place, it's amazing. And this thing, it's underneath the sort of opera house, the theatre stage, where the Phantom of this whole opera place was filmed. There's a thing with all these mirrors. If you watch the film, you'll see it. You're standing there and you get stuck. It's a maze. It's the Maya. Now this is why the Buddhas is a word, the Maya, the illusion. Now of course everyone's termed it because now I don't know whether the Matrix comes probably from this MK Ultra nonsense that's going on around out there at the moment anyway. That's probably why, it's a computer now, it's a matrix. Now they've just jumped into IT nonsense. Okay, they're calling it a computer and it's stimulated and it's nothing to do with that. That is your consciousness. Your Maya, your ego is playing games with you. This is all the awakening. This is what you go through. Because we didn't study the Tibetan Buddhists, we didn't study with the Tibetan Buddhists, and we didn't go to the highest school with yogis, whatever, so we don't know this. And these are secret teachings only at certain levels, so you're not told this. But if you imagine, when you wake up, that hall of mirrors is your ego, is your consciousness. And that's exactly what you got to, and it's going to put things in front of you. You stand out there and you try and find your way out of that. There's mirrors, mirrors, mirrors all around you, right? You can't find your way. It's like a reflection. And those mirrors are your thoughts, your beliefs, your fears, energies, projections that you are holding on to, right? That you have, I'm going to take that as my belief and this and that and energy, fear, whatever, all these other things you've hung on to, emotions, energies. It's the Maya. Is in here. All right, now they know this. They've studied this immensely. They know what is happening on the planet, the Great Awakening, because they've had their people sit through it for maybe far more than you realize. They know everything, every layer that you. So they are playing on this. They're manipulating and anyway, feeding your consciousness rubbish. Actually, it's making like a big this shit that's out there. So let me get to the thing. So this is what happens, right? And I've been through them. I've been through all those things. I went through all the ET things and the ET battles and the Draco battles and the demonic battles and the angels and the ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay? However you're going to, that's what you go through, right? But really, honestly, if you understand who you are, forget about this. You are a soul, your inner being, your higher self, however you want to say, right, cannot be trapped. Just the logic of it defies you. And if any of you try to get out of the so-called matrix that you believe, if you believe it, right, they know this. This is why it's not, I'm not going to judge them for it. Whatever, that's their choice and their souls and whatever game they're playing. We're all playing in this illusion. We're all playing in this game, right? They've chosen to play that. It's their job, whatever they're doing, you know, to mess with the public, right? So that you're going to be trapped and these ETs are trapping you and this computer and they're sapping your souls. It's the biggest sort of hogwash, people. Okay, and then let me just give you a clear debunking. Source is part of everything. When you leave this body, that's why they couldn't really film it. Okay, you can't see it. Energy. Why do you still see ghosts walking around? There's so many things you can debunk this logic. If they were trapping your souls and they could catch you and you were getting sucked out by a vacuum and put in this thing and sent back to the prison planet soul trap, is a lot of bollocks. Absolute Maya put out there. But you are very welcome. It's a free choice, a free will. This is the dark. As you know, there's a light, dark consciousness, right? Some choose, as we are rising up into the light, into higher dimensions, higher consciousness, expansion. Some souls naturally, because this is how it works, opposite, I want to experience the opposite. There's always going to be the opposite. They want to experience the darkest. They're going to go in the opposite direction to the darkest, lowest thing they can go into. As we go higher, there's going to be the opposite. So some want to play. It's your choice if you want to follow them down that hole. Okay, into the darkest depth of consciousness. You're very welcome. It's free will. Everything's a choice. I choose to believe that. And when you are holding in fears and you've got other energies and you've taken on your belief, well, there we are. You haven't cleared it. You are going to experience, believe it, and see it. But think about this just logically, right? What are you going to catch, people? Logically. It's like me going outside with a box now of air and going, oh, right. I might as well go outside. Where's the soul? You show me where you are. Where's the soul I'm trying to catch, right? Where? I've got my box. You energy. Do you think they can determine which is you? You are everything. When you leave your body, you become part of this ether all around you. It's connected, it's one consciousness. Like it's everything. I can't explain it to you because you haven't left your body yet. Clearly you can see that and you haven't tried. If some of you bought into this, you should have tried to astral and get your way out. Because then you also realize some of these stories, people are sharing their stories. And you are remembering things when you're tapping into different parallels and universes and what you think lives you're having, right? This is your oversoul, your higher self, has living many lives. This is why. Besides you, there's not only you, you're only living this one, that's it. But there's a version of your aspect, fractals. Like you are millions of fractals, sources fractals, right? Tons of you. So there's an aspect of you that's living in the 1800s and one is living in the 2020, one that's living Lyra. We've had the moon, sun. Oh, people, we've been around billions of years. We are source, we're part of existence. There's no time, there's no end, there's no expansion. So if you want to trap someone's soul, oh God, this is Maya. This is the ego, the hall of mirrors, right? All around you. You can't get out. This is the Maya, the illusion. The ego is formed. The ego does at you. Oh, you can't get out. It's creating these. You have to work your way through your shadows, beliefs, nonsense to get out of the Maya. You understand? Which is inside. So there is no ETs and other things that are trying to capture. Otherwise, it would be none of them. It would be over, wouldn't it? They wouldn't exist. Secondly, they're doing a pretty bad job. Here's all the logic. I'm going to debunk this nonsense. I don't judge it. It's a choice. And some souls are wanting to play that, right? So let them experience the darkest, aspects, right? As we're going to go up in light, some will want to go, there's always that you want to experience the worst, okay? But just, here's the logic. If they were catching all the souls and soul trap and sending them back to Earth, they're doing a bad job because you've got a lot of attachments. Then how do you explain the so-called attachments and ghosts and all this and that? You see? Secondly, those that know this astral, you can drop your consciousness. There's no body. What are you going to catch? Your consciousness, you can merge with anything and everything. Many of you have experienced this if you astral. You can become part of the water, literally. You become one with the water, with the air. So when you leave your body, how are you going to catch you? What, you're going to suck up all the ocean? Where is she? Which drop is she? Ooh, there she is. Do you understand how ridiculous this is? No, because you cannot trap a soul. You can transform your energy into anything, people. You can expand your light. You can pulse it. So there's no, I saw this crap when it first came out a long time ago. This grid, right? There's an electronic grid. This is so human. This is so human. Made and rubbish. So there's an electronic thing around Earth, and as a soul's like a fly trap. Hello? That you're going to get zapped by, you won't get out. Get real, people. Go up there yourself and you'll see you can get through it. Go and astral up there. Because as a soul, you can, first of all, frequency. You can adjust your frequency, resonance. There's nothing. There's consciousness. You can go one with the water. So you are part of the water. How are they going to fish you out of the water, the ocean? You tell me. Suck the ocean dry, and then they've got all this. What? No, this is nonsense, people. Absolute nonsense, okay? You cannot do it unless you believe. If you believe someone, it's like possession, all of this other nonsense, right? Attachments, possessions. If you believe someone can hurt you and send you and psychically do something to you, they bloody will. But you'll notice when you don't believe that and you realize when you've gone above in consciousness, you won't have any more psychic attacks. Oh, how's that possible? They just stop. Why? Because you not giving permission. You are not buying that belief anymore. So nobody can attack you. Nothing can attach to you. Isn't that interesting? And if you don't believe and you're not focusing on those ETs, you'll stop seeing them. And then when you get to a certain level, you realize, if you want to speak to them all of them are like us. They know the truth. Every soul is like us. But they can choose to go away from the light, like we are choosing, to drop into the belief. You can choose the darkest, most fearful, you can go into the darkness, which is away from that. I'm going to make it easy. It came to me on my walk today. I was guided to put a scale out for people. Make it very easy for people to understand if they're moving in alignment with their soul. The more they're moving away from the divine, let's say source, the divine, your inner being, your soul, if they're moving towards the light or towards the dark, I'm going to make it easy for them to gather. And as humans, because there's no language energy, they gave us feelings, emotions. So if you want it, you tap into your body, you feel feelings, you've got to feel them. Now when you want to know when you're moving away from the light, your soul, source, your truth, the more you're moving away from your inner, from your higher self, your truth, your being, and the light, source, God, the creation, all right? You will feel darker, dense, anything that makes you feel scary, tense, anxiety, any negative, what you call negative feelings. That's a gauge. Think of it as a meter. Okay, I'm moving away from the light and source. Right, okay, wrong direction. The more you feel anything that gives you energy, feeling. So when we're talking about a belief. So if you believe, if you're sitting and thinking or believing something, and you start feeling you've got to start noticing your feelings and negative energy, that is not aligned with your higher truth, from the actual truth, your source, God, creation, nothing. It's off. Oh, okay. So that's your truth meter. I'm going towards the dark and the negative. Yes. Oh, all right. Okay, back. We make it back on. The higher you feel, the more love, joy, expansive, something makes you feel like that, just like that. The closer you are getting to source, God, your inner being, whatever, that means you are rising in light, frequency, and vibration. That's how you can tell the difference. You are aligning with the light, source, God, your inner being thing. You are going up in vibration. You're feeling the joy, expansion. It's amazing. It's bliss. So anything, but it's a choice. So when I first woke up, I realized, because I thought this was, oh my gosh, these ETs, and I was in that whole thing, and the Dracos, and I was fighting the Dracos almost every night. Big time. Many videos on it out there you can go watch. And I was remote viewing myself all over the place. Right. So I tested that theory of getting through this fly trap bullshit. It's like a tennis racket. This is so human, people. It's so human. And then you realize, ooh, yeah. Now we know, same thing, you believe something has power over you, attack, demonic, anything like that. When you fear them, the minute you stop fearing it, you'll see that thing vanishes. There's no attachment. Because if you believe something can attach to you, it will, because you're giving it permission. The minute you stop believing it, you won't have shit attached to you, people. Nothing. The only thing you've got in you are energies, frequencies and vibrations. So this comes across as shadow work. Emotion, if it's an emotion like insecurity, fear, hurt, shame, guilt, right, those are energies and frequencies. They have different frequencies held in you. And your soul is trying to tell you something is not right here. So whatever, now let's say shame and guilt, you're going to resonate because you're holding that in you. It's something you haven't sorted out, childhood, whatever. That frequency of guilt, shame, or something is in you. What? So you are putting that, you're holding that frequency. So anything else in line with that frequency can come to you, be drawn to you, can come into your existence experience. So that's on a lower level. But when you go on a higher level, secondly, they talk about this holographic universe. You can experience it if you want, people. Literally, it's amazing. You can experience it. You can actually walk around like now in this flesh, and you will see the hologram. It's funky. It's funky shit. It's like walking through a reality. You don't even need to put any tech on you. Literally, you can walk through the street, and you will actually see everything's. Oh my hell! It was funky. The most funky experience I've ever experienced. Any of these, because your consciousness is not in there. You can experience anything. So the more you realize, the more you work, the more you focus on something, you'll see, you start thinking of it, fearing it. The more you think, that's what they say, warn people, what you focus on, the demon you feed, and what they're trying to tell you, is what you will draw to you. And the more you think of it, so the more power you're giving that. So that energy in you is becoming bigger and bigger. So you will experience a much more fear, much more anything holding that frequency, whatever, it doesn't matter what dimension it is, whatever it looks like, it's going to come to you. Do you understand? So this is an absolute, this is how the mind works. And they are well aware of it anyway. They know they're playing a game. There's no judgment. And that's why I say that the choices, that's why. So us as beings have choices. Do I want to play with the dark a bit? Yes, let me go down that rabbit hole. Off you go. Another pleasant rabbit hole. You can scare the shit out of yourself. And the more you do, the further you are away from the light and source, and it's harder. But there we are, you know what I mean? You can go as low as you want. You can experience that because nothing can happen to you. Your soul knows that. But we're all going to lose this body. Everyone is going to what you call it die, right? You think you're going to die. Everyone is going to leave here. No one leaves here, you want to say alive or in the same vessel, the same suit, right? Because it just does. It's up to us. We'll stop expiring sooner. We'll start living longer as we go, you'll see. As we go up into more life, because our body there's no excuse for our body to die. Our cells can keep going. But because you're watching the news and every doctor tells you, oh, the average person is dying at 80. So there we are. Oh, and you live to 80. And because the energy was so dark and dense, it was so slow. That's why. It was like, whoa, heavy. As we go up in frequency, vibration, and dimension, we don't need to. Our bodies won't age. When we step out of time as well. The fourth dimension, there is no time. So when you're in the quantum and meditating, if you notice, they don't age. Those people look like you don't age. You stop aging. So the more you stay in the quantum, in that ageless time, this timeless dimensional, transcendental space, time stops. You're literally not aging. See? It's amazing. Anyway, it's very difficult for me to explain to someone who's waking up on your consciousness levels here, and you're buying into this illusion, matrix, fear trap, soul trap shit, big time. Big time. Because you've got so many fears, and this is the ego. That's a level of, you're still at a density, you're still at a lower frequency vibration, and you haven't worked out. Maybe it's self-worth, shame, guilt, trauma, doubt. I mean, the shit we have to purge, people. Massive healing. I've done 4 just yesterday. Childhood, and you're going all over the bloody place. So, how I can the best explain it is the ego, the mind, the Maya, they call it. Go and look up, go and watch the Phantom of the Opera. If you've never been there, it's an amazing building. Go and look up those. If you've never stood in it, you won't know. So you need to watch that part of the movie. I've been there, it's flipping amazing. And I stood in that thing. And all these mirrors around you, you will not be able to find your way out. Now, otherwise, go and watch something useful, right? Like some good yogis. Guys that have done this, have given talks. You'll find some on YouTube. They're not popular. They're not out there. No, they're not. But they're on YouTube and things. You'll find people that actually, give proper talks that explain the ego, the different levels, and then what the highest level is samadhi. Yeah, you've got to get there. You will not get there if you don't seek it and ask. But if your one-centered goal is to raise your frequency and vibration, to reach the highest level of consciousness, the highest frequency and vibration, you will get there. But if you just, la 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 la, and I'm enjoying this, oh, and I'm going to stop here, and I'm just going to sit on that, because it's nothing wrong with that. Some souls want to. So now I'm going to tap into a parallel universe where I am, or my higher, the other fractal of you, it's not you, it's the other fractal of you is playing a Palladian or a whatever, a star, whatever. There we are, have fun. Go and play with them. You can play with them, I mean, they're enjoying it. They're going to tap in. You can stay with that, no problem. You can draw information down, you can use it. You tap into any parallel universe or any dimension and pull down. There's many aspects of source. Remember, everything is connected. You can tap in the quantum. All information, all thoughts, everything from beginning of creation is in there. You can tap into any wisdom and knowledge and download it. Right. Now, how you download it, it's in your cells, it's in your DNA, it's in your being. It's not out there. They say that's why the thing is go within, right? Your body is where it's held. Your body is the energy. It contains information. It is conscious. That's why they say your body hears you, your cells, your consciousness. It's a long story, but anyway, the DNA, everything has information in it. Your DNA contains that information. Your cells, your body, anyway. Never mind. But how do I even go around this? the source, what they say, that part of you, your higher self. Not all of it's in the body, right? So, there, most of you would have heard that. Your higher self, your source, your inner being, not all of it is in what you think in your body, right? Because you're connected, you're part. Your body is millions of cells, molecules. It goes back to Earth. It's part of, you're connected with the air you're breathing. Everything, the sky, the air, the stars, all of that contains, everything comes from source. So it's a part of you. Everything is part of us. That's how we can drop into. You can drop into the ocean, into its consciousness. Feel it. Become one with the ocean. You can become one with frickin' anything. But also what you believe is so important. So the best is, if you're buying any of these scary nonsense, soul trap, Maya, illusion, matrix, this is going to trap you, these ETs have made these machines, I mean, whatever bollocks is out there, right? It's fun, it's lovely, everything, this is why, the options are out there. It's like a small, think of it as a menu. Because as souls, we want to have fun, we want to experience, and all of us want to try something different. So there's a menu. You decide, you're picking from the menu what you want to choose as your belief. Maybe clean up the menu, because if you have taken anybody else's truth as yours, maybe not. Or any truth movement, red pill, this, that, whatever else, clean it out. Because now, like me, you believe it. I bought that truth and it was validated. I fought the Dracos and oh my shit, I was all over. In the beginning of the seeding of the planet, there's nothing I haven't seen and been, right? Been there, done that one. Did that. All right. But the minute, because I was believing they were the bad, the minute I let go of that, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm over this shit, fighting or whatever else. And I remember I had them all. Around me. The Andromedans, the Palladium, the Draco, the flippin' lot of them. I was like, okay, bunker this shit. You people must make peace now. I'm over this shit. But you get to the point. But the minute you stop and you stop fighting, you stop focusing, you'll see it vanishes. It's also a part of the mind. You've got to, because what you are doing, you don't understand, is we are all part of source. Even them on the other parallels. So whatever you're fighting, them, me, us, whatever, is actually, it's part of this Maya, the ego. It's part of the hall of mirrors. You're fighting yourself. What you haven't realized is there's something in you haven't fully accepted. Now, any one of us can stand up there and say, I'm in love with me. You know when you fall in love, absolutely in love with someone. Do you feel that about yourself? No, we're not there yet. You see, we're getting there. Until we cleaned up all our garbage. And as you clean up your garbage, this shit falls away. You raise in frequency and vibration and you come apart there. But as long as you want to play and fight, stay here fighting the demons or fighting this or fighting those ETs, that's where you will stay. Because you haven't realized we're all connected, we're all one, there is nothing. You are fighting what you want, it's the same thing. So there we are, you just stay there. You're not looking to go higher, so why would you? You don't have to. You don't have to. That's what I'm saying. Source, as beings, as source, we are learning. There's massive expansion in this for all of us. Because every one of us is experiencing something different. Source is not going to play all great. Then we all la 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 la, that'd be boring. So every one of us is, oh, I'm going to try that, and oh, I'm going to try this, and oh, whatever. Bloody crazy shit. But just the logic of it. Think about it, people. You tell me, find the soul to trap. I can go like this with a box. What am I going to? I'm going to just go outside with the box and go like this and try and catch air. Because that's your soul I'll be trying to catch. You are part of this all around you. What you don't see. You can't do it. You can't. Your consciousness is in control. Right. So if I believe, right, someone spells me, oh my gosh, someone's put a curse on me, well, there we are. Then I can believe they can. That means they will. Because I believe they can, it will happen to me. It's a bigger sort of rubbish. And no one can do anything to you give me permission. So say I believe, right, the ETs, because someone's telling you this bollocks out there. So, the ETs are catching your soul when you die, vacuum it, whatever, it picks up your soul. Oh my hell, man, please. Really. And whatever. This is catching us, and it catches your soul, and then they put you back in a body. Right, so puts it in a... So, okay, here's the story, one of them. ETs are catching. See, there's people also infiltrated. There are people, and it's their illusions, also their Maya and their ego. So some people, whatever beliefs and nonsense they hold in themselves, will, remember, you creating your reality. Source plays along. Whatever you want to play and experience and be, you will get it. So some people's lives have gone back and, oh, I was caught and I was stuck in I've seen them. The Dracos caught them and put their souls into rocks and then brought them to earth and put them in the war. And well, I was like, oh my Lord, man, did I buy up all that shit? I was in that shit. I was sharing those videos. Oh, did you see that? The Dracos put this, and they're bringing people to earth and trapping their souls and putting them in. And then they were fighting in the Vietnam War, and I bought all this shit. Because I didn't work my way up to the Maya myself, and I got to know any better. I hadn't seen anything else yet. So I bought it, and I played that game for a while. So you can store, like even us, we know, we can communicate, and we can put energy in crystals, right? I can program a crystal to hold. I can put that energy of peace, of love, or something in it, right? We can do that. We stored stuff on different dimensions. This is why they're discovering. If you noticed, as we go up in dimensions, they are making new discoveries on Earth, geological discoveries, because those things were on a different dimension. We wouldn't have found them before because we weren't in the same frequency and dimension as them. So when Atlantis fell, and we're going back a long time, say hundreds of thousands of years ago, right? When we and ETs were still playing planet Earth, we stored information in the rocks at certain frequencies and vibrations. Right. So when you reach that level of frequency consciousness, you would find it. Because as we dropped, the humans weren't, so it's like a library. They're used as a library. You can store information in them. Anything, consciousness. Anyway, let's go back to this. In these so-called past life regressions and other nonsense, it's part of this whole MK Ultra fun that's going on out there. Let's say, having fun with humanity, certain things are on people. They're putting out these videos, all right? And people, you buy it as your belief, you'll see it, you'll validate it. I mean, I did. I was fighting Dracos shit big time. Lots of battles and all kinds of shit anyway. Because you tap into it. So I remember, you go back, you can tap into that parallel and go back to those wars, and when Mars was, whatever. Welcome, have fun. But this nonsense was going around that they are trapping our souls and putting ourselves into crystals, and then they're putting us back into bodies and making us come back to Earth, and we're slaves, we're trapped on this planet. It's absolute bollocks. First of all, you cannot do that, because your consciousness controls your energy, and it's like me going outside, I'm saying, and taking a big piece of air and putting it in a bottle. Oh, look, I've got George and so-and-so and Sophie. Okay, real. There we are. That's trap. I mean, that's what you saw. It's going to be like this. So someone's believing that. Now, if you believe that bullshit, right? Your soul, you can. If you have bought into that belief so truly, when you die, you will create that experience and you will find yourself stuck in a crystal. No joke. You can do that to yourself. Until you get tired of being in the crystal. Until maybe your soul will say, hey, do you want to come out now? Okay. And then you will like, okay, you've imprisoned yourself basically. See, nothing, your consciousness controls your energy. You can change the shape of your energy. When you leave your body, all you have to do is think, and you are instantly there. Instant. You travel instantly. Because you are no place, you are all part of everything. You have to leave it to see it. You see, so it's no me trying to explain that to you, but anyway. There we are. So this is just, the logic doesn't defy, the whole thing. It's human. You can tell it's so human. Oh, they built these machines and oh really? Well, I've heard some really ridiculous things out there, yeah. But this is going out there. And people are buying, they're trapped and they're terrified and they're in prison and they want to escape. And I was one of them. This is what made me go in astral to test this whole theory. Because I was terrified I was going to be trapped here. So my soul, my consciousness created a grid, and I short-circuited the grid to get out. Literally. I'm like, no, I'm not getting stuck here, bugger that. You know, I believed all this nonsense, people. See, we're tapping into many other parallel realities. They're not ours. Okay, they're not you. You are in this now. There's many fractals. Our oversoul, our source. Source has got millions and billions. And the one you drop, the 3D earth, will carry on with you as well. With that aspect of you will carry on playing that game. That's it. It's infinite. There is no limit to dimensions, frequency, and vibration. So rather put your focus on going, clearing up, and raising your frequency and vibration. Raising your frequency and vibration. Raising your consciousness to the highest level possible. Tapping into the highest level. There is no one. It's not like linear. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I can't even explain that. You see, you've got to see it for yourself. How it actually... everything exists now. I can't explain it to you. You can imagine, like, okay. I'm not even going to try and explain it to you. It's too complicated. Because it's not something that the normal human brain can understand. You've got to see it yourself. So work yourself up to see it. Understand one most fundamental thing. Your consciousness is power. Absolute power over anything. What you truly hold as a belief of you is exactly what you will see, create, and experience. You can get rid of your illness. You can cure your anything. You can regrow a cell. You can slow down, reverse your aging. Any fucking thing you want to do. See, raise your frequency and vibration, instruct and tune into the 8th dimension, the 9th dimension, whatever you bloody want to do, people. Go and talk to the collective whales, the collective consciousness of the whales. You see, that's it. Anything. But this is the problem. And this is why it's dangerous. Well, not dangerous. This is some chose. We have to have a menu. And this is why I say we're all here to experience end of times. And some of us we have to have options. Otherwise it'd be boring. It was just, okay, only the light and the good, you can go up there. No, so some are here to play and make to open portals into the, let's go and play really dark, let's try and whack it out and go the opposite. See, that's what the source is. We're learning from the expansion. So we're going to go higher, and then some are going to choose that, to go, ooh, dark. And they're playing with that one. And they're having fun. And experience a really, really nasty, dark, the opposite. To this joy, expansion, love. They want to go and, and you have a choice. Am I going to eat off that menu? No, oh shit, no, thank you. So don't believe it. Because there is no one truth. You will experience the truth you choose. And you literally will. And if you practice this with your astrals and your consciousness, you will actually see it. See it. I did that. My first, what I call possession. Oh my bloody hell, I shat myself. So bad. What's so bad? I got attacked. I couldn't breathe. I thought I was going to die the one night. I still bought into this attack thing, so did it happen to me? So the attack, the bloody... I did them all. He shat my pants when I looked on the mirror. Oh, holy shit, who's looking back at me? So that and the reptilian thing. Oh, I had lots of fun with them. Now, plenty. So all of those, you can go through that, people, and they'll let you keep playing. But after a while, you're like, okay. But you can play as long as you want, and understand. This is why some of us are choosing, because that's fun. I want to play. I want to tap into a parallel, and I'm just going to stay with the Lyrans. I just want to stay with this. Some want to go higher. Some want to go reach Samadhi, and they will. Oh yeah. Some want to levitate. Some people. There's people here. You can do what you want, and they already are. Kids are reading. You can see without reading, without seeing. You can do anything, people. It's up to you what your soul and your aspect. We're all different, so we're going to be drawn. Some healers, and this one's doing that, and this one's doing tarot cards, and that's the beauty of it. But we are all one. Even the ETs, we're all one, right? We all come from that energy and source. Unless we created it, like man, a computer, but it still has a frequency and vibration. Everything does. You see, it's what you put into it. Everything holds a frequency and vibration. Everything. The wood, the teddy bear, the tree, the stone, right? Except stones, have consciousness. very slow. So this is why we stored stuff in it. Actually, we can. And that's why if you look at the old ancient site, you'll see it looks like a door carved into the stone. We used to walk through it. They were portals. Because anyway, it doesn't matter. Some of you will remember when you go back into the planet's history that we were on such a high frequency and vibration when we came to play human the first time. We projected ourselves here. That we were moving between a normal body and a light body. We didn't have solid bodies. Anyway, there's been many existences and civilizations wiped off memory and history, and you won't even find them. That are lost to us. Come out down the line. Before even Atlantis, before Lemuria even. Interesting. We don't remember. Some of us will remember. Some of us remember seeding Earth and coming here as a recce. And many people have seen all kinds of shit. You can go back wherever you want. That's what I say. If you understand that, there is no limitation, because you're seeing the astral as here, this dimension, that dimension, so that's a high dimension, I can't tap into that. Absolute bollocks. You see, you're restricting yourself by looking at dimensions as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, they don't even go in this anywhere in that way. And you can tap into anything. You adjust your signal, your radio to pick up, but it depends on what you're holding in you as well. And if you were limiting beliefs, so you can raise your frequency and vibration. Sure you can. Absolutely. Focus on it, people. Do that. People know how to do it. You can do that. You're breathing, this, that, whatever you want to do. And belief. And ask and seek it. All right. Seek to return. Seek to see the truth. Go up the highest dimension, the highest consciousness thing. To go back to source. And I'm going to leave it there. What you will see, you'll be freaking amazed. When you go back to the, anyway. You can go, some of the yogis and Buddhas will explain what they call something Masamadhi, which is the highest, where they obtain what they call enlightenment, the real truth, where they see, never mind, one, and they realize you and God, there's not God and you. Anyway, you've got to see it yourself. There we are. All right, so please don't fall for that. Understand, this is the ego. And this is you finding your way out. So if you understand, when you close your eyes, it's like a hall of mirrors all around you. And now you've got to, and all you're seeing is your reflection. Now you've got to try and find your way out. Ooh, there's me, there's a Lirian, there's that, there's that. And whatever reflecting, I can't explain it. So the darker, denser emotions and energies you're holding in you will, anyway. So remember, don't give your energy, attention, and thoughts to any of those things, because the more you think, the more you watch it, the more your attention, the more you feed it, the larger it grows in your experience and that energy. It's very hard then to pull your, to be able to, takes time to get away from it, literally. But there we are. We know some will. Some of our souls, because we're going to learn from it. When it feeds back to all of us. So we can tap it, and we'll go down some very dark holes. And so I say we're going to see extremes, where the highest light, highest dimension of consciousness, to some psychotic, paranoid, delusion, psychosis, spiritual dark. Some people are really going to go down that rabbit hole, and that's fine. As I say, so look, some already. Whether they're feeding, some are being fed to the public. It's bollocks. If you tap in the energy, it's lies. It's been put out there purposely. They don't even believe. But some people will have that experience. All right, because that was their belief or lesson they wanted to experience of being trapped. It's like an attachment, or it's like someone can psychically attack me, or this ET can do that to me, or this spirit can possess me, any of that bullshit. That's it. It's you. It's like, just think of its invitation card. You are giving a permission slip by saying, because you're saying, I believe it. So, okay, source is going to say, all right, here it is. Until you say, like, hell no, okay, no. You're giving your power away, because you are now saying, you can do this to me. So you're giving that person permission, and they're going, okay, I want to play, let me play. I'm going to go there and give us some fun. And they bloody will. Some of you will know. Like me. And it's not fun. Holy shit, it's not fun. But, it's an experience. You chose to experience it. Oh, well. And I had a terrible one, man. It was terrible. I thought I was going to die, literally. I mean, I could, oh, wow, it was bad. I had some bad ones. I mean, I remember I went to the mirror and looked in the mirror and I shat myself because what was staring back at me was not me. Sorry, I can laugh now. Believe me, we are so powerful, we can create anything, people. All right. But it's very funny since I've, got past all that, nothing. See, if you believe someone can attack you and do something and put a spell or any other nonsense on you, that's it. You can choose. It's what I'm saying. It's a menu. Choose what you want to believe. End of story. If you want to go down that, here we are. You'll eventually figure out you can escape from that rock. Who wants to be stuck in a crystal? I don't know. I can't imagine. I think that must be very boring and limiting. But anyway, it's an experience, as I'm saying. For us, we're going to choose expansive. Some of us want to go like as high as we can go, right? So there's got to be the opposite scale. So some are going to choose to be stuck in a rock or a crystal for maybe who knows how long. I don't know. Oh, look, they caught my soul and I'm stuck. That's we will experience that as source, all of us. Oh wow, that feels interesting. Oh wow. And then all of those things you do, you see. Anyway, this is right now you can choose and resonate and believe and tap into any dimension frequency you want to go and play with or experience. You create it. So if you understand you have the power to create that, you have the power to create incredible things, people. Anything. You can heal other people. Get out of your limiting beliefs. All right, you can send healing and heal other people and do this and that. Exactly. And you've got to understand you creating that story there. That why do you want to create? But anyway, I'm saying, look at me. I can't judge you and say, why do you want to create that? I did. You can go watch my videos. Plenty on Mars. Oh wow, I got so much on that shit. Plenty of these things. I created all kinds of things. Psychic attack and a bloody reptilian thing and attachment and a possession and a blah. I did all those. So I played there. So I do understand. Okay. But I'm just letting you know, nothing can catch your soul. Literally. Nothing. Only you giving it your belief. You will trap yourself. Because if you believe when I die, this is going to happen to me and I'm going to go to here and I'm going to be punished. Exactly what you will experience. And I discussed this when I made a video on YouTube, uploaded to YouTube about death. And I figured this out a while ago when I was listening to all these near-death experiences because it happened to me, right? I left my body bad about all those things and I astraled up the tunnel of light to go see heaven. I went everywhere I could possibly think of, man. I wanted to check it all out. So I left no stone unturned, right? So I went up the tunnel of light. I left my everything, right? So I wanted to experience this. And I thought for a minute, it's different. If you go listen to people in different parts of the world, belief system, go look at, I listened to the Tibetans' Book of the Dead. This is what they teach them. This is what they see, how they guide them, like the pyramids through the afterlife. But then you go listen to this guy. His near-death experience, like some very religious person who's grown up in it, whatever. Go listen to what this person, they are all, I listen to so many different. There's a reason. It depends on their belief. And what they held him is what they experience. Then you know there's no one. Then how do you think? Then how do you justify heaven? It's very empty when you go up there if you want to go and experience that, people. Very interesting. See, it depends. You can what I haven't seen. Then you realize, even more evidence, you create your reality because every single one is different. How do you explain that? See, different experience. Oh, we are. Because if you think I'm going to be judged and I'm going to meet this and I'm going to have a round table and look back at my life, no, that was good, that wasn't, that's what happens to you. If you believe there's going to be a 10-headed demon and you're going to fight this and then you get to that level, and that's what they do. And they all, how come they all see the same thing? See, but it depends. If you have nothing, if your consciousness is clear, no fear, no this and that, when you die, it is expansive. Now that is really a telltale thing to you, understand? There we are. And if you know you can go through back in time, I said to people, why don't you go do what I did? Go leave your body, because then you realize, if you can go, you believe you can go to a past life, right, and drop into a future life. Go and see yourself before you enter the body. Try that. There's a good experience. See, go drop into a body. Because you can go into that, you can astral that. Put your mind, your focus, and your attention to see yourself coming into the physical body. Everybody. And go and experience it. You can go back to that time. All of that. You will, it's amazing, people. So get your consciousness to experience things. Don't follow somebody else's story. Some MK Ultra nonsense they're putting out there. They're trying to lead humanity into, this is the world, and these are the bad guys, and these ETs, and this and that, or whatever, people, this is everyone's projection, illusion, and ego, and Maya. Wow, there's shit out there, so I said. You're living through the Maya. The ego is dying. As you wake up, you are in the hall of mirrors, all of you. So everybody is going to see something different, because depending on what they're holding in them, and their thinking, and their drawing, and their fear, and their belief. Chaos out there. It's chaos. It's hilarious. Oh, wow, it's quite funky. Okay, so no. That's all part. That is an illusion. All of it is part of the illusion and the Maya. They called about the end of times. The great deception. Whatever you want to call it. Maya, illusion, matrix. All of that nonsense is part of it. And then when you start to discern, as you now knowing you're moving more towards source light, your soul, the energy, feel the emotions. Oh, when I tap into this and believe that, it feels here, oh, I'm going in the wrong direction. So now I'm not moving towards my higher self or my soul in alignment. I'm moving further away. Yes, you are. You're moving more into the ego, the Maya, the illusion. But that's also fine, because we're all entitled to it. Some of us want to experience that. See? You've got to, intention, there we are. First thing is intention. Okay, and intend, really mean it and want it. Start doing transcendental meditation. I've shared all the stories on how to do it and help. Frequency and resonance, it'll help your mind as well, quieten the mind. Free video that teaches you how to do it. I shared the link. If you go to my YouTube channel, go down the videos. You'll see one that says all the benefits of transcendental meditation, and underneath I've shared some links. There we are. That'll help you get there quickly for free. No problem, you can get there. But understand, when people want to open your mind, you're going to face the hall of mirrors, the Maya, the illusion, like the planet is doing now. Wow, they are all creating the weirdest shit and seeing it, because most of people when they wake up tap into this, the starseed thing. So now, yeah. You see, so if someone gives you a visual, a picture, that's what you're going to see. If you believe, wow, okay, they look like that. This is what's being fed to people. You see, these are these ETs. They look like this looks like that, whatever. Yeah, it's energy. Anyway. And depending on your fractal, your source, your fears, your frequency, vibration. Okay, so other beings and other parallel universe have their own. So some are going to line up with you. There we are, you see. Whatever you want to believe, and your beliefs, there. Belief. Your consciousness. You are creating everything. Everything. What you see in your astral, okay. You'll see when you change your beliefs and focus and energy, what you see will also change. Anyway, it's interesting, yeah. Very, very, very interesting. You can't go wrong. It's fascinating. It's an experience. So go and play with it all. Don't just get stuck on one thing. Go and play. Go out that thing. Go back into when you first, dropping into being human. Go back to being born. Go back to when you haven't had a body, when you leave the body. Actually, when your energy actually comes out of the body. That's funky. That's a little bit, let me say, I was frightened for a few seconds. There's only about 2 or 3 seconds when it's a bit dark. Because as that energy finally comes out, it's just for a second or two. It's like dark. It looks like you're going into which is a vortex, because your energy is being sucked out the body. It's leaving the body. So it looks like a tornado, almost. So 1 minute you go, it's like, oh shit, that's a bit frightening. Poof! But as you're out, it's like, there we are. Because you're pulling your back out of this dimensional reversing, put it that way. When you're coming in, it's different. You're going down. Go up the tunnel, go wherever you want. If you've got a vision of heaven or tunnel of light, whatever, you'll see it. I went up there, all those things. It's bloody amazing. But that's just part of it. It's just one experience. Your soul just wants to play, right? Think of your mind as a movie house and you can make whatever. But remember, until you start clearing up all your beliefs, fears, I'm not good enough, there's shame, there's guilt, there's hurt, there's this, there's lack, self-love, confidence, wow. All of those things have energy and frequencies and they're not good. And that's part of our shadow work, okay? So that's a lot of work, wow. And that affects a lot. All right, lovely people, there we are. I was guided to come on here and share all that. Well, I don't know, but there we are. Yeah, you will. When it's come, as you seek it, you see, whatever we ask for, it comes up. There we are. If you want more consciousness, higher frequency, vibration, consciousness, raise your consciousness, the highest level possible, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's awesome. We all got different, because that's the point. Could you imagine how boring it would be, especially now? So some are busy playing, as you say, frequency and sound, because they're bringing those skills and electronics, invention. Some want to fly, some want to be healers, psychics, tarot card readers, shamans, whatever. Whatever. As you wake up, you'll go through, you know what I mean? We all have different aspects, different characters, different energies. We different expressions of source, really, that's all. Think of us as nature, the diversity of all the birds, and it's a massive, same with us humans. Otherwise we're boring, because otherwise we all have the same experience. So now whatever I'm holding in me, in my fears, I'm going to draw people who are similar to me. So okay, let's go and play feeling sorry for ourselves, and da-da-da, all right, ooh, a lot of people out there. Or let's go and play, whatever. Self-worth issues. So I'll find a man that's got a self-worth issue. I'll line up with him, whatever. Ooh, nice boyfriend. No, not really. Because that's what it is. We all we're doing is providing mirrors for each other. And if you get to a level of confidence, you realize everything in your life is for a reason, and don't see anything as negative. Anything that comes across your way, you've got to look for the positive in it, because there's a reason for it. If you can see it, not judge it, not hate or hold or have any anger, nothing on it, it will not stay in your field. It will go. That means you pick that lesson up, it will move very fast through. But see it, and then you'll see, everything that happens to you, every interaction is something in it. So that's why they're there. That's why we have. Otherwise it'd be boring. You'd be by yourself in your own little reality game, and you would be nothing. Who are you going to interact with? How are you going to learn? How are you going to play this reality game? Earth, human. Who's going to play with you? Nobody. So I'm now putting out, I want to experience, maybe a bit of a domestic fight. I'm going to put that out there. And someone will come along who wants to play with me. That won't be fun, but, I want to, so there we are. You see, until you clear that in you, and then the next person will come along and geez, why do I keep attracting these shit men? No, until I clear up that frequency and vibration, because when you leave that thing, you don't clear it up. So you holding, wherever you left, whatever emotions and feelings, thoughts you took away from that experience, if you counted it as bad, you haven't let it go and worked through it, you're carrying it with you. That resonance stays with you. Now this is the problem with us. We've got so much, what we call attached, not attached to energy. Your energy's got all this mishmash in it. We've got to try and clean up. Okay. Only take on no limiting beliefs, and anyway. There we are. Alright, that's enough. I'm thirsty. My tea's ice cold. Anyway. Alright, people, I was guided on. I don't know who needed to hear that. Whatever. It's done. Love you guys. Bye.